Hey guys, welcome back to Animal Fact Cafe. I am Kyla. This is my second time recording this. Not that you guys give a shit, but my last recording of this, I had chocolate on my face, so that's super fun. I also just got back from the dentist like an hour ago, so if I sound weird or my lip is doing some weird shit, I'm still pretty numb. I fucking hate the dentist. It's the bane of my existence. So let's talk about dogs. Not only are we going to be talking about dog breeds, we're going to be talking about Love Island and what dog breeds fit their personality. I don't know why I can never fucking talk. I need to have a full script. I have notes over here that you can't see, but I just need a script because I just don't know how to speak without help, apparently. So, disclaimer, if you have not watched this season of Love Island and you don't give a fuck about spoilers, continue watching. If you do give a fuck about spoilers and you haven't watched it, go watch it first. Or, honestly, do whatever you want, because I can't control you. You're your own person. But don't yell at me when I spoil shit. Just saying. Alrighty. And if you don't give a shit about Love Island, aka my mom, I'm gonna explain the personalities of the people, obviously, because if you don't watch it, you're not gonna know who the fuck I'm talking about. I'll also include a picture of them, a picture of the dog, I got you guys hooked up. Unless you're listening, then I don't know what to tell you. Well, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Again, did not do all of the Islanders. That would take forever. And we're starting with the queen herself, Amaya Papaya. I fucking love her. Every quote that she had, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that, though. Or, I like the one where she was talking about how, if I'm not your fucking tea, then don't fucking drink it or whatever. Queen. So happy for her. But anyway, she has a very bubbly, goofy personality. And she reminds me a lot of a Bernese Mountain Dog. Now, if you've ever met a Bernese Mountain Dog, they're these big, fluffy, goofy, energetic dogs. But they're sweethearts, deep down. And they also present themselves as kind of dumb. And I feel like that's what Amaya does. Even though she's, not that she's... Let me rephrase that. They present themselves as they aren't as knowledgeable. They don't show everybody that they're really smart. So obviously Amaya is super smart. You can tell by the way she played the game. You can tell because she's a fucking nurse. Obviously you have to have some type of brain to be a nurse, because fuck all that schooling. Absolutely not. And I feel like a Bernese Mountain Dog, they're just presented very goofy, but they actually are kind of pretty intelligent dogs. They just don't show it as often. But yeah, she's giving me Bernese Mountain Dog vibes. Brian gives me Old English Bulldog vibes. He's just chill. He's so chill, but he can be funny. He's always there for Amaya, and I feel like that's giving Old English Bulldog, not a Frenchie. You know what I'm talking about. Pepe gives me Westie vibes because I feel like he's just very mysterious. I really like him. He seems like a sweet, genuine guy, but there's just something missing that we're not getting in the picture. And I feel like that's a Westie. Westies are very intelligent, very sweet dogs, but they also can be kind of secretly little turds, and they're just give off mysterious vibes to me. Nick gives me absolute poodle fucking energy, because now I know a couple poodles in my life, and we get them at the clinic a lot, although we aren't seeing them as much since the rise of fucking doodles, but that's a whole convo for a different day. I always say that, and then I end up ranting about it, actually. But they're very intelligent dogs and can be very sweet, but they also can, snap when they need to or when they don't fucking need to. And I feel like that's Nick, but I love Nick. He's one of my favorites, so... Yeah, and I like poodles. They're just... Some of them are kind of scary, not gonna lie. Alandria gives me corgi energy. Corgis are very much stand on business, stand on what they believe. They don't fuck around. They're working dogs, and I just feel like that's giving Alandria. She's very much stands up for her people, stands up for herself, always. And they're also kind of snoopy little dogs, and I feel like that's also given her, she finds out all the tea kind of thing. Not saying that she's Snoopy. This one is my absolute favorite comparison I've ever made with dog breeds, and that is Ace to a fucking miniature pinscher or min pin. So if you don't know what a min pin is, if you know what a Doberman is, that could help, because a Doberman pinscher is basically a giant version of the min pin. And Honestly, I prefer the giant version because the little ones fucking terrify me. They're almost always jerks. They almost always try to bite us, like when I'm at work. They're yappy, they're annoying, and they think that they're like a Doberman pinscher, but they're not. So, I feel like that's giving Ace. He's like 2 feet tall, and he is just kind of annoying. Yeah. Sorry. Shelly gives me Pomeranian vibes. I really liked her in the beginning, and then towards the end I slowly started not liking her, and I feel like that's how I feel about Pomeranians. Like, I have a friend that has the best Pomeranians, but like every other one that I've met wants to kill me. So I don't know. The vibes are off. So it's giving Pomeranian. Huda is giving major German Shepherd vibes because I feel like German Shepherds are very misunderstood dog breeds. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of them, I tolerate them, and I know a lot that are very well behaved. But a lot of times it's the owner, not the dog. But I don't know. They just have a lot of anxiety, and I have anxiety, so like I don't want a dog that also has anxiety. And I feel like that's Huda. She has a lot of anxiety from like trauma and stuff, which I understand. But she also like stands up for herself. She can be outgoing. She's funny, and I feel like she all around is like literally a German Shepherd. Iris is giving Havanese. So a Havanese kind of looks like a Shih Tzu, but it's not. A lot of people don't know they exist. They get mistaken for other dog breeds, and I feel like that's Iris. I feel like she's just kind of there. Seems really sweet, and I feel like we didn't really get to know her, and I feel like that's how I feel about the Havanese too. I don't really know a lot about them. TJ gives me Samoyed vibes again. Feel like I don't know a lot about him. Don't know a lot about Samoyeds. There's one that lives in my neighborhood apparently, and I've seen him around and he seems chill, but I've also had one when I worked at the ER that ate a whole pack of gum and was an idiot. So I kind of just don't know. I don't see them often enough to know, and that's how I feel about TJ. So Chris gives me Old English sheepdog vibes because some of them are really sketch and some of them are really sweet, and I just feel like he is very much teeter-totters that, and he's just, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know his vibes. And again, kind of same thing with TJ. I don't see enough Old English sheepdogs to know too much about them, but the ones I've met are very much on like either side of the extreme. So Hannah gives me Dachshund vibes. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to explain this one. I really like Hannah. She's really sweet, and I feel like a lot of dachshunds are really sweet, but they're also kind of like stuck up. And not that Hannah gives that vibe, but she's very like trying. Like, she was a part of like the clique, and like I don't know. She just gives like cliquey vibes, even though she's really sweet. And I feel like that's kind of dachshunds, and she can fucking snap when she needs to, which is like a lot of them. And I don't know, dachshunds are just known to be little divas, and I feel like Hannah's a diva, but like in the best way. Bella's giving Irish setter. Bella is a queen. She's gone off the show way too fucking soon. Irish setters are sweethearts. They're beautiful. She's beautiful, like a actual like natural beauty, and I don't know. She just reminds me of an Irish setter. Charlie gives me, and this is not because he's from England, but Cavalier King Charles Spaniels. They are the sweetest, like, loving little dogs, and I freaking love them, and I would have one in a heartbeat if they didn't have so many, like, cardiac problems. And I just feel like that's Charlie. He was just a fucking, like, he really just wanted to be with Hannah, and he was just a sweet guy. Again, off the show too fast. Jeremiah gives me like a Whippet vibe, and I always wanted a Whippet when I was younger. That was like one of the first dog breeds I learned about, and I was like, they're so cool. They're very athletic, like love to run, love to do sports, things like that, but they're very like reserved at home, tend to be quieter to themselves, and I feel like that's literally Jeremiah. Like, he's such a quiet like person, but I feel like he has like a sweet soul despite some things we saw, so I'll give him that. Taylor gives me Beagle vibes because Beagles are kind of just snooping in the background, like always getting into shit, getting into trouble, like, but also kind of always knows the tea, and I feel like that is Taylor, but also can be sweethearts and also can be loud when they need to be. Now, Taylor, I'm like on and off with him like in the show. And then when he like stood up for the girl he wanted to be with, he was very like, this is what the fuck it is. And I feel like that's a beagle, and I respect that. So I don't know, just feel like he's a beagle. This one is also my favorite, next to the Ace one. Austin gives me Great Dane vibes because Great Danes are the biggest sissified babies you've ever met, even though they're like 100 plus pounds. But they're petrified of everything, but they present themselves as this like, I'm a badass. And I feel like that's Austin. He thinks he is this big scary dog, but he's this little sissified man-child that is annoying, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. And last but not least, we have Clark, who is a Cocker Spaniel to me, because I feel like they're kind of yappy, but also kind of reserved, and I also don't know if I like them or not, and that's how I feel about her. I feel like I didn't get to see a lot of her in the show to pick a vibe or how I feel about her, so yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about Cocker Spaniels. Some days I like them, some days I'm just like, these are the most fucking annoying dogs I've ever seen. So, but yeah, guys, that is what Love Islanders, I keep wanting to say characters, and what dog breeds I think match them. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'm gonna go eat something because I'm fucking starving. See you guys in the next one. Goodbye.